half my trip. That's how it worked. I didn't document anything because I was like, next day. It doesn't have to look pretty. No one's looking at it. That's the part that's hidden. I guess there's a lot more that goes into it. The preparation, the challenges. I feel really lucky to have gotten help from so many generous people along the way. I mean, it would have been impossible without their help. 8,300 feet. I'm pushing it. Not pushing it like pushing the envelope, but I'm pushing it. I'm pushing the unicycle, literally pushing it. Like, the air is a little thin up here. It's kind of hard to breathe. I guess just ask me questions you would ask me.
You already asked all those questions. What else am I going to ask you?
I'm not very good at interviews.
Yeah, apparently. So I was going to say, like, so I've seen you around town and you're like a ghost. I tried to catch you numerous times, but every time I tried to find you, you were gone.
Well, I was trying to lay low and focus on my book. But then I realized I need to be part of the community.
Right. So the lone wolf stuff is over.
The lone wolf stuff is over.
You disappeared. Like, you're really fast on that unicycle. Like, I'm in a car and you're on a unicycle and you would be there 1 second, next second you're gone.
Well, it's not that I'm not interested in talking. It's just, I mean...
So how long have you been on the road for?
About 2.5 years.
And you're riding for a cause? Is there some sort of thing you're trying to create? Some sort of contribution you're trying to make to humanity? What's the deal?
I'm definitely riding for sustainability as a model of sustainability. Not that I think that everyone should unicycle around, but the point is that, you know, I think we can all kind of make an effort to use our own bodies for good, you know, bike to work, that kind of thing. Kind of a common sense sustainability. I've driven a car, I've never owned a car. Yeah. I want to show people what's possible, I think. You know, if you have a dream, even if it's a strange one, that you can train for it. If you take care of your body, you can get out there and you can do it. If you stick to it every day, you can do it. Oh man, I burn so many calories, like thousands a day. Most people I think is 2,000, and mine is probably more like 10,000 when I'm up to speed.
What keeps you in that shape? It's also something you do all the time, and I do it about 5 times as often as you do. Eat. That's right. What kind of food do you think I eat? You think I eat fast food all the time? Candy? Vegetables, that's right. What's the best? And fruit, that's right. What's the best?
So my understanding is you're riding, you share at schools, you go around to schools and inspire and empower kids to like follow your dreams and that nothing's impossible and, you know, take care of your body, eat healthy, you know, get out there and do something that you love, something that you're passionate about, something that inspires you, something that lights you up and it's fun. Something other than, you know, what they're doing. Maybe it inspires them to get out there and do something like that on their own.
Yeah, basically the whole idea is I called it the Get Out There program, and whether it's following their dreams or just doing something basic every day, get out there and see the world, even if it's just your own backyard. Get out there and unplug, you know, spend some time outside, go on walks, walk to school, walk to work. All this kind of stuff is possible. What's their response?
Yeah.
I mean, they love, most of them, I get a really crazy, awesome reception. They're jumping out of their seats by the end of it, wanting me to ride around the gym or ride around the parking lot. Hopefully it'll make a good impression on them. Up to speed.
It's a 3-foot wheel, right? 36-inch wheel that you're pushing down the road.
Yeah.
2 pedals.
Yeah.
That's it.
The wheel is 36 inches wide.
Packs.
Yep, and the packs have a lot of weight. They're about 90 pounds with you know, the weight of the unicycle and food and everything, gear. So.
And you're documenting all this. Are you writing a book, or you have a journal, or something like that?
I'm writing a book. It's called The Naked Unicyclist, and that'll be out sometime in the winter or spring of 2016.
Dude, is that really efficient way to mend clothes to safety pins? How's that
No,
work for you?
I'm gonna sew it later.
Yeah. How many days have you been telling yourself that?
4.
Because tomorrow never comes. I'll do it tomorrow.
That's
No,
something.
I'll do it tomorrow.
That's something I had to learn.
I'll do it
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
never. All seriousness, there are some times when I make the most ridiculous excuse. I like the patch. I'm keeping the patch. I'm gonna sew the patch on. Point is, the patch is kind of like indicative of something larger. You know what I mean? Like that's something you can't. You know, I can't go another month without talking to my mom. Like we talk pretty often. I love my mom.
So I'm gonna get. So is this what within you as Cary has changed your how you show up in life, how your way of being per se.
Growing up I was kind of a loner or an outcast, and actually part of me liked it because I was the weird kid. I was the artist or whatever, and I still am. I'll always be the kind of weird artist.
Yeah, we can ask your mom about that and Halloween costumes, I'm sure.
Yeah. My mom is a custom dressmaker. She made all of our Halloween costumes every year by hand, and of course mine were always the strangest. So we'd have to go back and forth as if it were a production crew, except that she wasn't getting paid. And but she was really helpful in what's that word? Help? No, is this like word? What's the other word for key? Crucial. Is that the word?
Linchpin, integral.
Okay, integral.
She was part of the whole thing.
My mom was key to figuring out the panniers because she sort of designed the set that came after the prototypes, and she made the more complex saddlebags that hang off the sides of the back. Before the trip, growing up, I was pretty jaded by, not now, Prana. God,
Come here.
over there.
Come on, buddy.
Over there. Yeah, no, I like you.
Come here, bud.
You're just not.
Come here, lay down.
You're not right for the shot.
He's
You're not
particular
right
about
for the
this.
shot.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
was kind of the outcast growing up, kind of the loner, which is okay. I like to spend a lot of time alone, doing art projects and reading, and I have lots of things I've got going on.
Can you read a book while you're unicycling?
I could. I generally don't.
Yeah.
But I could. Yeah. It's taught me on a basic level just to work with people better.
So getting out of your head, moving down towards your heart.
Yeah.
Heart-centered behavior, like not from your head, reactionary or flight or fight kind of.
Yeah, less reactionary. That's one big thing. I was all about reaction before the trip. And actually what helped me with people was what happened when I wasn't with people. What happened was if it was raining or if it was really cold or if I got the second or third puncture of the day, it didn't matter how much I kicked and screamed because there were no people to fight me on that. The universe was just like, hey, it happened. Deal with it. You don't react. You be either
respond.
proactive or you respond.
Yeah. You respond.
There are a lot of things I have to work through in my head, and I think it's actually, in a sense, better off for the people around me if I get time to myself to work through those things. It was probably funny to them to see a guy on a giant unicycle get pissed off. There's nothing like, being out cold, hard solitude to teach you to want people. When I was out there, it's a back and forth because I want to get out there. I want to push my limits. I want to be in the extremes so that I can see how I react. But then,
Or respond.
yeah. To see how I respond. But then the dichotomy is that when I'm out there, then I seek the warmth of community or the warmth of a fire and a friend to talk to.
Right.
This is what I wanted.
Really important point in my evolution. I was working with a sponsor, and for a lot of my life, first 2 words out of my mouth, with any conversation with anybody, before you even finished your sentence, I go, I know, and I didn't really, because I really wasn't present to what was being shared in the conversation because it was all about me. one day you just said, you know, if I need to know anything, I'll just ask you because you know everything. And it really impacted me. I was like, oh God, like, so I stopped saying it at that point.
I've got all this to check.
That's why your head is so much bigger than mine.
That's right. There's more blood flowing through it.
Because I'm
speech comes before action. Yeah.
In the case of sewing your patch on your pants.
Some people stop at speech and they don't act.
That blew that right out of the water.
I've been going since 2:30 in the morning, and we just went through about 3 hours of snow. But we're having fun. That's all that matters, right?
So I went across the country, starting from Baltimore, Maryland, down through Central America, and the original plan was to go through all of South America, but unfortunately in Colombia, I got my passport stolen. The only thing to do at that point was to go home. Thanks to the support of my family and I guess my own stubbornness, I was able to restart, go up to Alaska, down through BC and Vancouver Island, and to here.
So when you're here on Whidbey Island, and your goal next is to start at the source of the Mississippi River and float all the way down it, or?
It's to make it, So I'm going to make my way to the Mississippi. So the plan is to go around the Olympic Peninsula of Washington, go down the west coast to San Francisco, go inland through Death Valley area, go to the headwaters of the Mississippi, and get a kayak and kayak down the whole length of the Mississippi, Huck Finn style. You know, the lines have converged on St. Louis 3 times now, and I'll be going through it on the longest river in North America.
And it terminates in the Gulf of Mexico,
Yeah, and I hope to continue kayaking along the Gulf and through the Caribbean to South America. If that doesn't pan out, I'll just fly, but I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this, what's like super golden nugget that you've gleaned, or what's something that, if you can name it, that stands out and that you know in your heart is like huge for you, that was a result of this whole journey?
Listen.
Really listen.
Not just open your ears up, clean the wax out of your ears. Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Listen to the weather.
No,
I think everything has its own wisdom, and you need to listen to it like your grandparent.
Yeah.
And keep listening. Don't just say, what is this emotion? And then, it's anger, I better be angry. Listen and then listen again, and then listen again.
For the space in between.
Yeah. Sometimes listen until it's over. I know, I will get sponsored.
How about you jump out of a helicopter with a unicycle and unicycle down some crazy mountain? Red Bull.
Are you hearing this, Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
He'll jump out of a helicopter with
I will jump out of a
unicycle down
helicopter
some Swiss Alp thing.
with my unicycle, whatever it takes.